Hello there, everyone. It is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. It is great to be with you guys today. Do check out my hat, which says BelieveMeAchieve.com, which you can visit 24 hours a day. More of my amazing, inspiring creations. Thanks so much for popping in. Before we do get started with the show, I do want to let you know what the master topic of the week is: the power of prudence, making wise choices in a fast-paced world. We're on Series 3, by the way. And I'll let you know what the granular topic is in just a moment. But this is that great opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, for you to head over to your kitchen and, yes, get that favorite, delicious, wonderful beverage that you enjoy so much, or perhaps a healthy snack. That could be fruit, that could be nuts, that could be dates, figs, raisins, what have you. Or maybe an unhealthy snack, such as chocolate, chips, cookies, candy, or something else. So go ahead and rush over there and get that. I'll be here waiting for you. So hurry on back so we can get the show started. So welcome, everyone, to Inspirations for Your Life. I am your host, Mr. John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. And today we're diving into the essential principles of personal finance that can truly transform your financial future. In this episode, we'll be exploring the importance of being prudent with your finances and how it can lead to lasting stability and also growth. So we'll cover key strategies to help you navigate the often complex world of personal finance, whether you're looking to build an emergency fund, manage debt, invest wisely, or simply become more informed about your financial decisions. You're in the right place. So join me as we embark on this journey together to financial empowerment, where making informed decisions will pave the way for a secure tomorrow. Let's get started. Come on, you get back from the kitchen. Let's go ahead and start the show. All right, guys. So today's master topic, if you haven't understood it, the granular topic, I should say, is this. And that topic is a really amazing one, ladies and gentlemen. And that is smart money moves, the art of financial prudence, Series 3, Show 42, episode number 3, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. So great to be with you on this wonderful topic today. So, again, prudence is a type of decision making. That's the best way I can explain prudence to all of you. And learning what it means to be financially prudent and why it's crucial is because you don't make a decision on finances because of something you just feel. You've got to make a decision based on facts you've had in the past, facts you have in the present, and potential things that can happen in the future. This is important when you make any type of financial-based prudent decisions. So when we think about prudence in financing, we have to think about budgeting, discovering how to create a realistic budget that aligns with your goals and your lifestyle. Now, I'm not just talking about a budget that you might be living with at your home. I'm talking about a budget, maybe you're running a company, a budget that you need to run your operations. That could be everything from utilities, advertising, staff, and other types of fees that you might have not thought about. So it's important to budget things and to use a GL, General Ledger, a chart of accounts. We're not going to get into all that, but I do want to impress upon the point that budgeting is key for your success in financial prudence. So again, the key is realistic budgets, right? And see how they'll align with your promises or goals and your lifestyle. An emergency fund, understanding the importance of having a financial safety net to handle unexpected expenses. That's important because, maybe an air conditioning breaks. Maybe your tire goes flat. Maybe something else breaks at your home or your business, and you didn't have that nest egg to be able to prepare so that, you're in good shape. We call that an emergency fund. The other thing I want to talk about today is debt management. Now, we can explore strategies to talking about debt, but really that's not going to help you. I want you to put all of your debt down in a system and manage it. So we want to set up a payment plan. Even if it's a small amount of money, you want to pay a little bit over the principal. If you just pay that one part, you're never going to get out, because you have to realize that you have to be paying some of the interest back. If you don't, the interest is going to compound quite heavily, and that is going to be a big problem. I know a lot of people, they have credit cards. It's like, oh, well, my minimum payment is $10. You've got to pay more. You got to pay on the principal, and you got to pay on the interest. You can't just pay on the interest alone. That is very, very important. So thinking about this, knowing that debt management is about setting a plan and forgetting about it. And then looking back and saying, oh, wow, I'm out of debt. Because if you keep focusing on debt, guess what's going to happen? You're going to have more debt. So you want to focus on becoming debt free and becoming financially independent. So that is very important, ladies and gentlemen. The other thing I want to share with you is invest wisely. You can get insights into making informed decisions and choices that align with your financial goals and promises. Investing wisely could be choosing certain types of stocks, stocks that are of a, let's say, a lower risk. Now, you could choose stocks that have a medium risk, but you have to understand that what a risk is, and you have to realize what is it that goes wrong if you lose that. Do you have a backup plan? Do you have financial resources if you lose that? So don't invest everything. That's important so that you know you still have stuff into liquidity and you can use right away. When we think about this, we also want to think about insurance and protection. The various types of insurances out there can protect your assets. We could talk about, general liability, for your business, right? Homeowners insurance, office insurance, right? A lot of times when you have general liability, they don't come with contents insurance. So you have to make sure that you have contents insurance and you understand what it covers, what it doesn't cover, and also what is the deductible going to be. Maybe you just had, let's say, a flood and it caused damage to some of your appliances, but your deductible might be $10,000. Not a very good deductible, right? Thinking about this is very important when we ponder about financial prudence. We want to make sure that we have the resources today, we will have the resources tomorrow to keep growing, and we always have the protections that we need to make sure we don't get hit by a windfall that takes us by surprise. Long-term planning. Understand the significance of setting the financial goals and promises. Could be for your retirement or major life events. That could be a wedding, that could be trips, lots of things, right? And so when we put together that plan for that nest egg, for that special time in our life, it's important that we understand what the costs are going to be, and also the fact that maybe we're budgeting for that engagement, but maybe by the time we do get engaged, the price could double. So we have to realize that as we're going along. Another important thing when we think about financial prudence is education. Understanding the importance of staying informed about personal financial trends and strategies. So you might be saying, hey, John, what are personal financial, let's say, trends? Well, when we think about financial trends, like in 2024 right now, we can think about a lot of things that are going on, right? Understanding things like, how people invested, where is that money gone? Has it brought a return? And things like that. Having savings, prioritizing paying off high interest debts first before paying off other things, right? Regularly evaluating where money's coming from and then how you're budgeting that. Considering future income potential, leveraging financial technology by using apps and online tools to budget and track your expenses. Continuously educating yourself on personal finances. I think this is a big key for everyone, is that you don't become prudent by just saying, let me be prudent tomorrow. It is a process. And just like we're learning every day, financial prudence, just like any other type of prudence, takes time. And it's never done by us just saying, oh, gee, I feel like I want to do this, so I'm going to invest. No, you've got to look at your risks. But also, we don't want to think of prudence as being 100% cautious, because if we're just cautious, then we're never going to grow. We're always going to be on the curb and never going to take that step, because even though the light went green, well, we're not sure it's safe. So we have to think about finances in terms of prudence instead of just cautiousness, because if we're only cautious, then we're probably not going to grow our finances. All right. So education is key, and avoiding impulsive decisions. Getting tips on recognizing things like emotional triggers. And this can lead to poor financial choices. Maybe you are trying to do something for a community, and because of the impact that it's having on your heart, you want to give, but maybe you're giving above your means. And that could be a serious problem. So you have to recognize the signs, and you have to know that you don't just give based on your heart. You have to be looking at things without an emotional connection. And then that'll be the best for you and all parties concerned. Also, we want to review and adjust. We want to learn the value of regularly reviewing your financial situation and making necessary adjustments. So, when I say adjustments, I mean the fact that we're going to tweak things. Maybe prime has gone down or prime has gone up, and that may affect our investments. Another thing you might be asking me, John, is what should I look at to change, whether, let's say, whether I invest or I divest, which is putting money in or taking money out. Thinking about your long term goals or promises, risk tolerance, time horizons, and changing things in your portfolio based on other things that might change. And these are very key. Um, Return on investment, the risk, the investment period that you are in, if you're locked into a certain period, like with CDs. Is there liquidity? Can I pull the money out right away? Is there a penalty? Or am I locked in for a year or 2 years? Is there taxation benefits or penalties by doing this? Volatility, fluctuations on the investment market. Like I said, is prime going to be changing much? Right now, if we look at it, what is prime currently today? So prime rate today on October 14, 2024 is 8%. And that's based on the latest rate published by Wall Street Journal. Prime rates tend to rise and fall when the Federal Reserve updates its target interest rate for interbank lending. So you might say, is 8% a good prime rate? Well, it's not a good prime rate. When we compare it to long-term averages that have been around 6.84%, that prime rate sucks. And that was our lowest rate, which was 6.84%. And that was what banks and online brokerages were offering to their most credit-worthy customers. It's a benchmark for other interest rates and has increased in recent years due to inflation, supply chain issues, and global conflicts. Okay. The prime rate is something that can go up and something that can go down. So the prime rate, again, is usually determined by averaging the prime rates of the top banks and lenders in the United States, or by adding 300 basis points to federal funds target rates. Lenders typically charge a higher interest rate to less creditworthy borrowers based on the risk of the default, which is the potential that they may not pay it back on time, or they may not pay it back at all. And that could be a serious issue. The prime rate has increased in tandem with the federal funds rate to combat inflation. That's why it's happened. So when we think about prime, right, that affects our borrowing power. And so when we are making a decision, we always want to borrow when prime is low. But prime might not be low and prime might get higher. So determining the prime rate is very important. You can always figure it out. But as of July 27, 2023, the prime rate was 8.5%. At the time, the federal funds rate was set at a target between 5.25 and 5.5%. The rate remained the same even as the FOMC announced it was dropping its target range to 4.75% to 5% in September of 2024. The prime rate had increased since May, moving in tandem with the FOMC's increase to the federal funds rate to combat, again, high inflation. So the question is, will prime, and this is a very good question, will prime go up more this year? And it's unlikely right now that it's going to increase further this year, but it could go up more next year. And these are things you want to think about in terms of investing or divesting, right? And so now that we understand a little bit about prime, and we understand about the different ways that we can be prudent with our money, hopefully this has helped you. But in summary, what are prudent things to know when we are dealing with finances? And again, it's not the fact that we just take somebody's advice because they've been in financial investing for years. No. See, that's the wrong thing. And I think a lot of people don't understand what it is or what a financial IQ is. Many have heard of an intelligence quotient, but an FIQ is a financial intelligence quotient, and it's a person's financial IQ, a numeric score based on a series of 5 questions that assess a person's attitude toward their finances and whether they're prepared to handle financial situations that may come their way. And this is really important to understand, because if you don't understand it, you could get stuck in a problem that you were not aware of. And so when you think about things like, the FIQ, they ask you to answer 5 questions. How well do you believe you understand financial matters when managing your short and long-term finances? 1, I feel very unable, which is 1, and 5, I feel very able. Okay. The next question is thinking about the way you manage your short and long-term finances. How in control do you feel right now? Okay. Again, 1 to 5, where 5 is being very prepared. How financially prepared are you and your family if the main income earner of your household were to experience an unexpected life event like job loss, injury, or a premature death? If that happened right now, how financially prepared are you and your family if that's happened right at this moment? And answer that question. Okay. Then the next piece, which I think is very important to understand, is that how confident are you that the way you manage your personal finances will help you to achieve financial security in the future? This is very key, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, now, if you suddenly could not continue working for an extended or indefinite period of time, how long do you believe you could sustain basic financial outlays such as a mortgage, payments, bills, or a food cost? Is it less than 1 month? Is it 1 to 3 months? Is it 4 to 12 months? Is it 1 to 4 years? Or is it over 5 years? And they have just like an A to E. Okay. And so then you are given an FIQ score. And you're either given like, hey, you might need to work on it, or congratulations, you have a financial IQ foundation that is higher than most people and are in a good financial spot. So if you take the FIQ quiz and you don't come to a high number, chances are you might need to do some more learning, or maybe you need to do some more preparation, or you have to start setting some stuff aside. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you're appreciating prudence. And again, prudence is not about making quick decisions. It's about making decisions once we have the data so we can go back and analyze them. It's not about making decisions based on how we feel or by an impulse, right? I always said you could be proactive, which means we're going to prepare, okay? Or we could be retroactive and do something when the need arises, and that's a lot harder. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you have learned a lot from this, and that you will value your investments and your de-investments regularly, and take a financial poll to see where is it that you stand and how comfortable are you with these types of issues. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I am Mr. John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It's always such a privilege, pleasure, and honor to be with you, to educate you on all these amazing topics, and to get your feedback. You can reach out to us at believemeachieve.com, comment down on social media, like, love, and support, and share this over with everyone you know on social media. Together, when we get educated, we not only get smarter, I should say, we actually get wealthier. So again, wealth is not just about money, it's also about knowledge. So I hope that these nuggets have empowered you to become more wealthier when it comes to knowledge and many other areas of your life. We've got so much more to cover on prudence. We've just started to scratch the surface. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow, which will be, yes, that will be Tuesday night. And I hope that you'll choose to start learning more and apply these nuggets in your life, because if you do, that will definitely affect how well your outcome will be in the future. Take care, ladies and gentlemen. Have yourself a wonderful rest of your day and evening, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow.